This is The Line, Saudi Arabia's ambitious plan to build a linear city, set to stretch directly through the Arabian Desert. The project has attracted worldwide attention and is argued to be one of the largest development projects in history. The line is planned to be the city of the future, with no cars or streets, and be entirely powered by renewable energy. But the project has faced a number of different challenges, raising many questions regarding its future development. Therefore, why is Saudi Arabia building a linear city, and what has made their ambitious development plans so controversial? The line was first announced back in early 2021, with the first plans detailing a 170-kilometer-long city stretching directly across the northern Saudi Arabian desert. The project is planned to be the city of the future, by removing streets and cars and instead being broken into 3 different transportation levels. The line is being built as part of Neom, which is a larger initiative created by the Saudi Arabian Government. Neom is broken into 3 separate regions, all part of the Line project. These regions include Oxagon, which is planned to be a floating city constructed along the coast, Trojena, which will be the mountains of Neom, and the largest project, being the Line. The Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, has stated that the entire Neom project will cost more than $500 billion to complete, with the first phase expected to be completed in 2030. Neom is a central part of Saudi Arabia's overall 2030 vision, which aims to diversify the country's economy into new industries. One of the key goals is to reduce Saudi Arabia's dependence on oil by investing into a number of public sectors, such as infrastructure, education, and tourism. All of these projects will play a key role in the Saudi 2030 initiative, and the government is expecting it to create nearly 400,000 new jobs in the country and add $48 billion to the gross domestic product. While the first designs and concepts for the linear city were announced in early 2021, just recently, plans have been detailed for the actual design of the city. The line will be composed of 2 parallel 200-meter wide mirrors, which will run along the sides of the city. This will start off at the Gulf of Aqaba. From there, the project will run 170 kilometers inland, stretching through the vast Saudi Arabian desert. To visualize just how complex this design actually is, we can compare the height of the mirrors to an actual skyscraper. The Empire State Building in New York City is nearly the same height as the line. Saudi Arabia plans to run the city at this height for all 170 kilometers. Since the project stretches such far distances, a high-speed rail line is planned to be constructed that will transport residents from one end of the city to another in less than 20 minutes. The Saudi Arabian government believes that by constructing a city in a direct straight line, it can function better than traditional cities, by cutting transit times and allowing the city to be completely walkable. By using this map, we can better understand the geographical elements of Neom. Neom is planned to be built in the Tabuk province of Saudi Arabia. A zone has been set up outlining the Neom region and the locations of the projects. Along the coast of the Red Sea, the Oxagon project will be constructed. Up north in the mountains of Neom is the site of Trojena, and cutting in between of both of these projects is the line, starting off at the Gulf of Aqaba and stretching 170 kilometers inland. Initial construction of the linear city has already begun, with buildings and facilities already being constructed. Saudi Arabia has proven that they strongly believe in their model of creating a city, even going as far as modeling New York in the form of the line. While the concept of a linear city originated in the late 19th century, being surrounded by a 500-meter tall mirror is something completely unheard of. And this is just the beginning of a number of challenges Saudi Arabia is facing with this project. For one, Saudi Arabia is one of the driest countries in the world, with no rivers or lakes anywhere in the country. The linear city is expected to be home to more than 9 million residents, which will require a large amount of fresh water. To combat this problem, the Saudi Arabian government has outlined plans to build a brand new desalination plant, which will be part of the Oxagon region in the Neom project. While this seems like a logical solution to the problem, the desalination plant or Oxagon project have yet to start construction, once again questioning the future of these initiatives. Another factor we need to consider is Neom's pledge to protecting the natural environment. The Saudi Arabian government has stated that Neom will preserve 95% of the natural environment surrounding the project. This initiative has been controversial for many reasons, including the fact that the line's development intends to cut directly through existing mountain ranges and the natural landscape, raising many questions regarding the environmental goals that have been set in place. As the Saudi Arabian government has stated, Neom also intends to operate on 100% renewable energy, which may be another environmental challenge for the city, with an expected population of more than 9 million residents. But the most important problem that Neom is facing is the vast scale of the development. This can be seen when taking a look at the blueprints and rendered images of the project. It's still unclear if Saudi Arabia has the capability to execute such a plan, consisting of multiple moving parts over a 10-year period. In addition to managing and executing this massive project, the funding for Neom is also a key question. Just recently, in August of 2022, the Saudi Arabian government announced plans detailing how they will finance the Neom project, and it's broken down into a few phases. The first phase of the project is estimated to cost $320 billion and is expected to be completed in 2030. Half of this money will be covered by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, also known as the PIF. Another $160 billion will then be raised from other sovereign wealth funds and investors across the globe. In order for Neom and The Line to become a reality, Saudi Arabia must secure all the funding required to complete the project. This could prove to be a major challenge for Neom and The Line, as it will require a large amount of investors and funding to complete it. As shown on Neom's website, the company has put together promotional material, with a goal of convincing investors to support the Neom project, and continuing to state the environmental goals of the development. In the end, Neom is truly one of the most ambitious development projects in modern history, and may prove to be the future of sustainable cities. But for now, only time will tell what the future of Neom and The Line really turns out to be. Thank you for watching, and consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video.